It is officially summer, and that can mean only one thing. Ta-da! Yay! What do you think? You like? Yeah, I thought it was in order. Sure. You're welcome. You're welcome. But it is July. The hot, sweltering months account for 50% of all ice cream sales throughout the year. And also, July 16th is National Ice Cream Day. So I thought, why not do the summer series a la minute? Now, today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite flavors, which I found out just a few minutes ago is not even in the top 10, ironically. But it is the good old chocolate chip. And I love chocolate chip. It is second only to Neapolitan, and I will tell you why later. It's not too sweet, not too heavy. It's perfect. But let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Chocolate chip ice cream. Today we have 4 chocolate chip contenders. We have Tillamook from Oregon. We've got the good old Haagen-Dazs from Brooklyn, New York. We've got Stater Brothers, private label brand. I don't know where it's from, but I'm going to find out. And finally, we've got the good old Baskin-Robbins brand. I have scooped them into 2-ounce portion cups. I put them back in the freezer, and I'm going to taste test them shortly. I'm going to let you know with each and every one of them how they fared based on how clean and accurate the label is and how good the taste and flavor is. I just made that up right now, but those are my main criteria. Oh, I'll throw some price and value in there too, because that's what it boils down to, right? What is in the ice cream and how much they're charging you for it. Am I right? Okay, let's get started. Okay, first up we have Stater Brothers, private label, chocolate chip ice cream. But this brand does not say where it has been private labeled or what manufacturer produced it for them. However, I did a little digging around. It's formerly Santee Dairies, located here in California, now called Heartland Farms. And Superstore Industries is their other co-packer, which does some private labeling for Trader Joe's as well. So overall, not too shabby on the quality of manufacturing. Let's get into the label though, shall we? All right, here we go. We're starting with milk, fat, and non-fat milk. That's good. Sugar, chocolate flavored chips. Wah, wah. We've got cocoa processed with alkali, butter, soy lecithin, corn syrup. There she is. Sweet cream. Buttermilk contains less than 2% of. Here come your trash ingredients. We have guar gum, cellulose gum, mono and diglycerides, which are basically an emulsifier and have trans fat in them. They're no bueno. We have a polysorbate 80, which let me just double check for you. Polysorbate 80 is a synthetic chemical used to mix ingredients that don't normally combine, like oil and water. Yeah, why it's controversial. It's linked to animal studies that show gut inflammation and impacts on the intestinal lining, and also might affect your microbiome. So basically anything that's under the less than 2% ingredients of are your trash ingredients. It's your non-food. And I really want to do a study and discover really how much is really less than 2%. Because here's the thing. They have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but at least 5 emulsifiers, stabilizers, and gums, which all do the same thing, which are basically whip it up full of air, fluff it up, and then stabilize it there so they can freeze it and sell you half air, right? Okay, so with that said though, it's melting quite slowly, so which might mean that they're actually not using a ton of it, but this is ASMR. You know what I find interesting between a lot of different chocolate chip ice creams is the texture of the chocolate chip varies. Sometimes it's like a little square, like a die cut square. Sometimes they're shavings. Sometimes sort of like freckles in there. Or rarely do I see chips. These are a cross between shavings and chips. But didn't I say they were chocolate flavored? Considering that milk fat and non-fat milk are the first ingredients, that's a very good that's a good indication that they're at least trying to be thoughtful about putting quality ingredients in there. And also, corn syrup is about halfway down, which, guys, I gotta tell you, if you see corn syrup or high fructose corn syrup anywhere in the first 3 ingredients, run from that package because it's nothing but glucose spiking, mood altering, addictive 3 o'clock soda kind of thing, right? Flavor's good. I'm happy with the flavor. Onward and upward. Next, we have Tillamook brand. Straight up from Oregon, your classic chocolate chip ice cream. Now, I don't know how many of you know this, probably none of you, but earlier this year, I did an entire sort of expose on the additives that are in ice cream brands. And the whole impetus of that was an incident I had with Tillamook ice cream. I'll play that clip right here. I started to get skeptical about this a couple months ago when I was eating some Tillamook ice cream, which I love, and I accidentally left it out on the counter. And when I came back the next morning, my spoon was standing straight up in the container and the ice cream hadn't melted. It looked exactly the same as I had left it the night before. When I started to stir it, I was like, oh my gosh, it had become all foam. There was a little bit of liquid at the bottom and the rest of it was just foam. There's your gum. The question begs itself. What are these gums and how much of them are being put in our ice creams? So yeah, you can go watch the whole video if you want. It's incredibly embarrassing. But what happened was 100% true. I had come out the next morning and there was nothing but foam left in that container. Well, I won't spoil it, but Tillamook actually happened to be a little bit less of a repeat offender in the ice cream additive game than most other brands. So let's get to Tillamook's chocolate chip ice cream, shall we? Let's go. All right. First ingredient is cream, which is good because the higher milk fat content in an ice cream, the better the mouthfeel and the creamier, richer texture there is. It's also skim milk, sugar, coconut oil, cocoa, pasteurized egg yolk. Oh, that's great because custard actually has egg yolks in it, which makes that thicker, creamier feel. So it's really good that they put pasteurized egg yolks in there. Pasteurized makes it not susceptible to bacteria and foodborne illness. Vanilla extract, cocoa, tara gum, guar gum, cornstarch, salt, and natural flavor. Okay, so again, one thing that does concern me is that it doesn't say less than 2% of guar gum or tara gum. So we don't know actually how much they put in there. Guar gum and tara gum are both derived from natural sources. I got some trusty little info right here. Hold on, shall we? So guar gum is a natural thickener extracted from guar beans. It improves creaminess and reduces ice crystal formation, which is why ice cream manufacturers use it. There's 2 reasons why it's controversial, though. Number 1, guar beans are primarily grown in India. And the reason why that's controversial is just because there's a lot of drought in India. So that there's a lot of water resources needed to grow the guar beans. And the reason why guar beans are so in high demand is because guar gum is actually used in fracking. Because of its viscous nature, it helps get the machinery down deep into the Earth's atmosphere to frack. And so if you are an environmentalist or care about climate change and carbon emissions, that's why guar gum is not really the best additive to use in our food system. And the other gum was tara gum. And really, there's nothing that's been found wrong with tara gum. Tara is natural gum extracted from the seeds of the tara tree, native to Peru. Peru? It's generally recognized as safe. We already know we don't like the GRAS program. Tara gum is the least of my worries when it comes to additives in ice cream or dairy products. It's one of just many. That's the thing. It's just another stabilizer. It's another emulsifier. It's another way for them to increase volume in the package without actually putting real food in there. And then you combine tara gum with xanthan gum, with guar gum, with soy lecithin, and it just becomes this mishmash of non-food in our ice cream that really only needs like 4 ingredients. So, time to taste test the Tillamook. So, the thing is this, I've gotten pretty good at just being able to taste whether or not an ice cream has gums in it. And the only reason I call out Tillamook on this is because they don't need it. See, they're already using cream as the first ingredient, which already gives it that rich mouthfeel. The addition of the guar gum and the tara gum makes it almost like filmy, like a film. And it has just a false sense of being extra creamy. Flavor is amazing. And I love Tillamook. I do. You guys don't need it. You don't need the gums. Take them out. You already have cornstarch in there that'll help stabilize. Guys, I would take out the guar gum and just stick with the Terra gum and see if that helps. Honestly, you guys are so close. Come on, tillamook. You're so close to being such a clean label. Let's do this. Okay. Moving on to, I think it's Baskin Robbins. Is it Baskin Robbins time? It's Baskin Robbins time. Okay, hold on. Baskin Robbins time. Look at that. Look at that. I just love the pink and brown. I just always love that color combination. Okay. So this makes me happy, but also a little sad at the same time because on the label here, it says no artificial growth hormones. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, that's not really like a flex though. That's really not a flex. And then I look at the back of this label, folks. Ooh, wait, let's take a look, shall we? Cream, good on you. Non-fat milk, sugar, chocolate chips, which contain sugar, chocolate liquor processed with alkali, milk fat, cocoa butter, soy lecithin, emulsifier. Okay, I'm going to circle back to that chocolate chip thing in a minute here. Corn syrup, there she is. Whey powder. And it contains 2% or less of cellulose gum, mono and diglycerides, guar gum, carrageenan, polysorbate 80, natural and artificial flavor, and annatto for color. Well, if that isn't just like the entire list of all of the things that we want to avoid in a dairy product, I don't know what is. This is the perfect example of cheap, thoughtless manufacturing. Nothing but a nostalgic label ploy to get you to buy a brand that resonates with you since as far as you can remember. And I'm going to taste test it in just a second here, but let me just talk about a couple of those additives we have not talked about. And again, every single one of them pretty much does the exact same thing. It either emulsifies or stabilizes. Okay, so emulsifying is like when you need to have oil and vinegar come together, you know, like your Italian dressings that aren't separated, that has an emulsifier in it. Stabilizer is, say, for instance, if you have meringue, you whip up egg whites or whipped cream, and now you want it to stay. That's what a stabilizer does. So the fact that they have like 7 and after the corn syrup, which by the way is not only a preservative, but also emulsifies. So this is a bunch of just non-food. This is just a bunch of non-food. And I know the cream is the number one ingredient because it has to be. No cream or milk has to be. It has to have, I believe, is it 10%? 10% milk fat solids to actually be labeled as ice cream. But nah. All right. I'm going to taste the Baskin Robbins now that it's had a chance to kind of come to room temp a little bit more. And I'm going to taste it next to the tillamook. So, the tillamook is decidedly more creamy. There's a couple reasons for that. Number one, it's got more milk fat solids and less additives. With 7 additives in here, it's not ever going to get too hard for you to scoop because I know that it's so annoying. I know it's so annoying when we have a big tub of ice cream that was like hard as a rock and we can barely get through it. But that's actually a good thing. When that happens, that means that there's more natural ingredients in there than there are additives. A lot of these gums and emulsifiers will keep it just slightly creamy enough that you can scoop it out really easily. But when it melts, it doesn't melt. It just stays foam or semi-solid in some cases. And the mouthfeel on this is, it's like ice milk to start. Doesn't have a lot of creamy mouthfeel. And then all film at the end. Chocolate chips are bright though. That's a good sign. Next up we have, I see it waiting there in the wings. This is, if you saw that incredibly embarrassing video I made about ice creams a few months ago, I'm a little bit biased, just a little bit biased on this brand. They're not perfect, I'm discovering, but they are one of the very few brands that have maintained the higher quality and commitment to ice cream manufacturing since their inception in like 1985, I think. And that is the Haagen-Dazs brand. Whoop, whoop. Happy 4th of July, Brooklyn-born Haagen-Dazs. You're thinking, what? I'm sorry, Haagen-Dazs is not like Swedish or Swiss. No, it is actually born out of New York by a little old married couple. And they just it was the 80s. They wanted it to sound European and fancy, so they named it Haagen-Dazs, which means nothing. It's not funny. The things that live in my brain rent free. Okay, so now I remember they don't have any gums That's fantastic. They don't use any stabilizers or any gums or any emulsifiers. They do have corn syrup, not high fructose corn syrup, which, okay, whatever. But the ingredients read cream, skim milk, sugar, lactose reduced skim milk, chocolate, corn syrup, egg yolks. What? Okay, so they can raise their prices because of the cost of eggs. And cocoa butter, vanilla extract, and salt. Salt. This is the only label I've seen today that says salt. Guys, do you understand that the addition of salt, I mean, I would hope it's sea salt, not iodized salt, but still, the addition of salt, not sodium, salt, it accentuates the flavor of chocolate. It accentuates the flavor of vanilla. It gives you that, that sweet and salty, almost umami flavor, which is why everybody is loving, like, dark chocolate, sea salt, caramel, chocolate bars and stuff like that. I'm going to look for that more often. I hope it changes to sea salt here soon, but I digress. All right, see this? You see how it dripped? Because it's melting. Like ice cream should melt. It's still a little, like, frozen in the middle, softer on the edges, leaves that beautiful little puddle. Guys, that puddle is good. It drips. It gets on your shirt, on your shoes, all over your kids' hands. Ugh! It's natural. It's natural. It means it's not a bunch of non-food in there. And Haagen-Dazs is almost always on sale. You can always find it on sale somewhere. But at the very least, you know what you're paying for. You're paying for lineage. You're paying for legacy. You're paying for a promise that they've kept for what, 40 years? I'm not in love with the chocolate. But hey, it's fair trade, rainforest chocolate. What are you going to do, right? But yeah, it's real ice cream. Mouthfeel. Tillamook. Tillamook is mostly kind of foamy right now. Here, look. Oh, it's still frozen. No, not. No, not. Oh my God. It's all foam. That's what happens when you put too much gum in your ice cream. You get a new spoon. Ugh. All right, Haagen-Dazs, look. Haagen-Dazs. That's not foam. It's not foam. That's Rant. Let's see. What did I spend on this? So starting from the beginning, the Stater Brothers was $4.49 on sale. The Tillamook was $5.99 on sale. The Baskin Robbins was $4.49 on sale for 14 ounces. I'm sorry, like 11 ounces. And the Haagen-Dazs was on sale for $2.49 for 2. I'm going to go ahead and calculate the data. But I think if I had to rank it right now, I would say, if I had to rank it right now, right this very minute, I hate to say it, honestly. I mean, we're going to start with number 1. Haagen-Dazs, number 1, easy peasy. Please stop using corn syrup. Second, you guys, it's a hard decision between Tillamook and Stater Brothers. I have to tell you, Tillamook, come here. Come here. You don't need the additives. You don't. You guys can be cleaner. You guys can be the leader in the industry. You don't need it. It's not necessary. You can do it. I know you can do it. Get out of here. Go. So I'm going to put Stater Brothers number 2. Quality was there. All of the non-food additives were less than 2%. And the value. It was good value. The flavor was good. The texture was there. And it was good value. So it ranks higher than Tillamook. Sorry, buddy. So it goes Haagen-Dazs. Stater Brothers. I mean, that's like, nobody expected that. Tillamook and BR. Wah, wah. Okay. Have a happy 4th of July weekend. I don't know what flavor to do next. What do you want to do? Let me know. What about like everyone said to like moose tracks. We could do a moose tracks. We could do like a sea salt caramel or butter pecan. Put it in the chat or subscribe. Like, I'm just gonna keep talking until you click one. A little. Peace out. Word to your mother. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Peru